Hey, it's Elaine Starling, and I wanted to share with you the five-step process of Activate Abundance and how you can use this before a business meeting, because it can really make a difference in how you show up and what the people you're collaborating with experience through you. The five steps to Activate Abundance actually parallel the five love languages. So I'm going to explain that part first, and I'm going to model it for you so you see how it shows up. So step one is always gratitude. You want to show up with gratitude, and gratitude corresponds with the language of quality time. Time is precious. It is the most precious thing any of us has to give. That someone is willing to spend time with you deserves your gratitude. So always start with gratitude. Step two is to acknowledge something you notice that's like an aha for you or a light bulb moment for you. And that language, the aha, is the language of little surprises because different people are notice different things. I've got a quick story. I was meeting with a friend of mine and I had two different pieces of research that I was going to share with her. And one piece was kind of the setup piece. And then the other piece was what I was really excited about. So it's almost like tennis. You throw the ball up. That was the first piece. And then you'll whack it with a racket. That was the second piece and the real action thing for me. So I shared the first piece and she was blown away. She was so blown away. She couldn't hear the second piece. And I had no idea all the other things that she was working on. And yeah, that piece of research was perfect for all the things that she was working on. So it made sense that that would be the acknowledge piece for her, the little surprise to me, because I didn't think it was that big a deal and it was perfect for her. So step one is gratitude, quality time. Step two is acknowledge a little aha. That's surprises as the love language. Step three is to appreciate the difference it can make in your life. That is words of affirmation. This is where you speak into existence the value that you see because of the aha that you noticed, especially when it's something that you're willing to take action on and apply in your own life. Step four is activate abundance. And there are two different ways you can activate abundance. You can either pull out your calendar and schedule time to get something done, or you can create a trigger. Like maybe you cross your fingers to remind yourself, I show up with gratitude for every meeting. Whatever that little anchor trigger is, a physical movement that gets you to remember to behave a certain way, that's how you activate abundance. And it's really interesting because the fourth love language is acts of service. When you tell somebody, here's what I got from this. I want to acknowledge you for this. And I really appreciate it because of this. And here's what I'm doing in my life to apply what I just learned from you. Wow, that makes them feel amazing. And when you tell them, here's what I'm doing because of what you just did for me, it activates the mirror neurons that are in their brain right behind the eyebrows. And when you're doing it, they feel as if they're doing it too. So that's why it's the love language of acts of service. It's like you almost did it for them because you're doing it for yourself and telling them what you're doing to activate it. Okay. Step five is celebrate your progress. It's not about overnight success. It's about baby steps. And celebrate corresponds with the love language of physical touch. Now, in these days of post-COVID where we don't get together face-to-face that often, that's fine. It's a high five. It's a big smile. It's taking the time to be there with people and show up as your full self. That body language communicates so much more than the words that you use. So don't discount the importance of your body language as celebrating the value that this person is co-creating with you. Okay, so those are the five steps: gratitude, acknowledge, appreciate, activate, celebrate. Now, let's put it in action because you've got a big meeting and you really want to make sure the meeting goes well, especially if you're meeting with investors or you're meeting with people that you want to join your team and collaborate with you. So you start with gratitude. I'm so grateful that you're taking the time to meet with me. I know that time is of the essence and you don't have a lot of it to spare. So I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you making time for this. We're going to have a great time together. I want to acknowledge what you're up to in the world. I read your mission statement. I read your vision. I know a bit about you and your background off of LinkedIn or whatever research I've done. And I want to acknowledge what you're trying to create. And I appreciate the value that you're creating through this mission. I see the difference it's going to make in a lot of people's lives. I'm activating something similar. Here's my project and what I'm working on and how it can contribute to your mission, your vision, help you realize your goals by collaborating with me. And I want to celebrate that we're co-creating something new and powerful that benefits us and all of the constituents that we serve. How exciting is that? That's an example of how you can actually apply Activate Abundance process. And by doing so, you're using all 5 love languages and you're actually creating a little love bubble around every single person that you're talking to. It makes you magnetic. It makes you interesting. You always know what to say because you're just riffing off of those 5 steps. You don't have to have the perfect words. You just show up in that energy, let the words flow how they need to, and let others collaborate with you. They will get so excited. And you'll notice that for a while, they want you to stick with the first 3 and maybe number 2 and number 3, acknowledge, appreciate, acknowledge, because people are hungry for that. And that's when you are truly present for someone else. When you can be in gratitude, acknowledge, and appreciate, that's when you're really present. And they so value that. Thank you. You are going to have an incredibly successful meeting.